Ever wondered what happens on your first day with your new VA? Do you think first impressions really matter at this time? Today, I'm going to share with you my top methods that allow you to build an amazing working relationship with your VA that gets results on day one. So stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson and I've been selling on Amazon now for 4 years doing online arbitrage. And if you want to see more about my journey, check it out there. And you know what? I do it with a team right now of 7 VAs in my Amazon arbitrage business. So hopefully I know a thing or two about selling on Amazon using VAs. But hey, you know what? Enough about me. Let's get into the content today. So first things first, number one, I'm going to talk about why it is important to build open communication to support your VA on day one. Number two, I'm going to talk about what we have actually seen from the VA Academy that works and what doesn't. And then number three, I'm going to talk about how to have the best first day with your VA by setting the right tone, defining goals, setting expectations, and aligning your schedules. And that leads me finally onto number four, top tips for you to really be smashing it with your VA when you got them going on day one. So let's get started. Now, first things first, number one, why is it important to build open communication to support your VA on day one? Now, the most important goal of this initial call is to build a positive, lasting, impactful relationship with your VA that's going to deliver a great working relationship going forward. Now, this is also the time where you can clearly define your expectations and how your VA can help you drive your business forward. Now, at the start, you have to set the expectations, such as the number of deals that you're looking to source per day and the do's and don'ts of sourcing. Now, if done properly, you'll see amazing results. For instance, in my own business, 1 year after a VA starts, we have regularly seen VAs bringing in £3,000 to £6,000 worth of gross profit per month to the business. I know, amazing, hey? How? By creating a supportive environment and having open communication with your VAs. Over the long term, you will actually achieve some great results. Quick question for you guys, would you like to achieve £3,000 to £6,000 worth of gross profit per month from your VA? If so, check out the FastTrackFBA VA Academy. I'll drop a link down below. It's a service we created whereby we are finding, interviewing and hiring, training and supporting a VA in your business for 12 weeks to get results. Not only do we support the VA, you'll also get group weekly coaching calls from myself to help answer those questions and to really ramp up those results. So if you are interested and want a free 30-minute consultation with one of my team to see if a VA is right for your business, have a look down below and you can find out more. Now that leads me nicely on to number two. What have we actually seen from the VA Academy that works and that doesn't? So right now, I just want to share with you 2 examples from the Academy of success and failure. Let's call them Will and let's call them Bob. And I'll share with you how they interact with their VAs and obviously the results they get from that. So first things first, let's start with some coffee. You always need coffee. Trust me, if you've got VAs working early in the morning, late at night, coffee always helps you out. Okay, let's start off with Will and talk about his journey. So from day one, he openly communicates with his VA. Now he makes sure to spend at least 1 hour per day going through the deals with his VA. He allocates time to questions and answers to drive improvement through learnings. In turn, the VA took the initiative to learn more about sourcing and how to spot good deals, and he was eventually promoted to a purchasing manager. Needless to say, Will and his VA still work together to this day, and you know what? Will have 2 more sourcing VAs finding great deals. Right, let's talk about Bob. Now, Bob is so busy that he rarely has time to talk about his VA. He only spends 1 hour a week to sit down with the VA, and you know what? He talks about the deals that the VA has sourced. Now, I say talk because he rushes through them more like he's talking at the VA, and in time, the VA becomes worried that he might lose his job because Bob doesn't give him any valuable feedback that is going to help him improve his job and improve his sourcing. What the VA doesn't know is that Bob is also complaining about the VA's poor performance, but keeps it to himself. As a result, Bob ends the contract with his VA without notice. At the end of the day, what separates them? Communication, communication, communication. It's so important. Bob does not tell the VA what he's doing wrong. He does what he needs to improve on, or give him recommendations to grow and learn as an individual. Now, the VA can sense that Bob has not created what's known as a safe space to share his honest feedback and learning through effective communication. The result, Bob is getting more and more frustrated because his VA is not giving him the results that he wants. Had Bob simply spoken to him, it would have made all the difference, and Bob could have been the same as Will and got amazing results in smashing that business. Communication, communication, communication. Now, you might be thinking that I'm making that up, but I promise you we see it time and time again in the academy, whereby one client who communicates and creates a safe working relationship and allocates time to their VA every single day, talks to their VA, gets great results. And on the other hand, the client who doesn't allocate time, doesn't communicate well, and keeps their thoughts themselves, and doesn't create that safe working relationship, they just struggle. They really do struggle. So listen to that. Hopefully you can learn something from it that's going to really, really help you out with that first day and how to create a great relationship. But we'll go into it in more details in a minute. So, quick question for you guys. I'm talking about communication, 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 but I'm interested to know, what's your top tip for creating a great working relationship and communicating with your team? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm interested to know what expertise you can share as well. Let me know in the comments down below. So this leads me nicely on to chapter number 3, how to have the best first day with your VA. What do you need to do? So first things first, the most important step is to initiate a video call. Now, it is important for both you and your VA to see each other and to see each other's emotions and reactions during that call. Why? Because it's the best way to build trust. Body language does not lie, so it matters that you see each other and you talk. This is the foundation of building a long-lasting relationship. Now, number 2, the next thing is to set the right tone. And what do I mean by this? The first official meeting might be an uncomfortable situation for your VA, so do not talk about work just yet. To get things flowing, introduce yourself, tell them about who you are. Talk about your family, maybe how much coffee you drink, like me, how many countries you visited. Tell them personal stories to make them feel that you are relatable, and most of all, you're human like them. Now, after that, you could ask them to introduce themselves, what their nickname, maybe a bit about their weekend. Do they live with their parents? Do they have kids? Their birthdays, for example. What you're trying to ask them to do is to talk about or answer questions which makes them feel comfortable and build a relationship and get them talking. Quite simply, you are trying to get your VA to start talking with you, and the easiest way to do this is not to talk about work, but to talk about something you both have in common. You are looking for common ground. Now, after the chit chat and when you think they are at ease, explain to them what you're going to be doing over the course of this call and obviously subsequent calls thereafter. Now, to get things started, you should talk about setting SMART goals and how they will help you drive your Amazon business forward. Now, what do I mean by this? Define the results. Your VA is still fresh out of the academy, and although they've had 1 week of training and sourcing and reading keeper charts, there's still a lot to learn about you and the business. Now, at this point, they're going to be nervous and they're going to be scared. Now, by defining what you want, they will be able to use their time more efficiently towards these goals. So, super key to define the target that they should be aiming for. We do this by reaffirming our criteria, our metrics, and the tools that we are using to measure the VA by. For example, should we say, my VA that started the initial few weeks would look like this. I'd explain to them that I'm after deals with £3 profit, 30% ROI, and 5 sales per month. That's the goal that we're aiming for the targets. Now, after that, what you want to do is to set SMART expectations. This is basically to discuss how you're going to manage them day to day, discussing how you will treat them during work and to take away some of their anxiety. For instance, if you're a person who speaks frankly, let them know this. My God, I talk about like coffee and make jokes all the time. I'm not saying I'm good, but it's really good to communicate that with your VA just so they get to know who you are. Now, most VAs are located thousands of miles away and will have a different culture to you, and it's really important to understand that. Now, talking about culture, new VAs from the Philippines will generally say, yes to anything, regardless of whether or not they can do it. To put it simply, they want to make you happy. Now, a good example would be if you ask your VA to find 10 great deals on day one, they are going to say yes. And then what's probably going to happen, they're most likely going to fail and feel awkward because, or awful, should we say, because they did not achieve the 10 deals on that day. So what I would recommend is, whilst we want to talk about results and the number of deals we want them to find, the first few weeks you should probably focus on the actions that the VA needs to take. And then after a few successful weeks of making the correct actions, you can then move away from telling your VA what action to take, now start talking about the targets that they need to achieve. This supports the VA because your VA now understands what they need to do on a daily basis, the actions, and then they can confirm that, and then we can move on towards the results, and they can obviously know the actions to achieve those results. Now for you, what I'd really recommend is monitor their progress. And to do this, you should also set specific time every single week that you're going to sit down and talk with them. So for me, what I do is I make sure at least I have 1 hour per day to go through everything that's happened, ask them what their struggles were and how I could help them moving forward. Create an open and honest learning environment, and you should think about you're talking 50% of the time and the VA is talking 50% of the time. That's called a conversation, communication. It's not one way. Now, after setting the stage, you can now start the deal review process with your VA. And let's have a look at my first day with one of my VAs. And what I'll do is I'll share a pre-recorded video that I made earlier about this. So watch this. Let's get started. So the first one here, we've got Playmobil, Cows and Cowgirl. Buy for £7, sell for $15.98. Cool. And then we've got here, obviously it's the Playmobil store. So let's just have a look at this. Let's load up this deal now. Okay, so we've got $15.98 here. I'm happy with that. And I just want to check buy price. You said £7, and let's have a quick look. £7, great. That's great. So, okay, so £7, $15.98. I like the look of that. That's good. We've got a few sales on the calculator. I like that. So quick question for you. This deal, why did you like this deal? What interested you about that?
I like the deal because it has a good profit. Its profit is more than £3, and also it has a good ROI. And there are a lot of movements in the Keepa graph, so I think it's selling good also.
Fantastic, cool. Okay, really good, thank you. I like the analysis, very good. So let's just come through. Profit, £3.40, I like £3.40, that is good. And look at that ROI, that is a good ROI, 48.57, definitely where we want to be. If I just recap, £3 profit, 30% ROI, that's where we're aiming for. Definitely hit that, I'm happy with that. Also as well, I can see the sales here. I can see, unfortunately, I'm not logged in at the moment, but I know I can sell this product. So eligibility to sell and hazmat, not a problem. So let's just kind of scroll down and have a look at the Keepa chart. So coming down here, looking at the Keepa chart, what can I see? Well, I can certainly see sales. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my drawing tool because I like to draw or annotate on my graphs. So bear with me. So what can I see? Well, I can see definitely sales, and I'm looking at this green line. So what am I really looking for? I'm looking for the drop. So one, I'm going to question that one. I don't think it is. Oh no, yeah, I don't think, oh, it is a bit weird. Okay, let's call it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Cool. Okay, 3 months, 12 deals. So definitely selling, but 3 months, 12 deals. If you divide that by, it's going to be about 4 a month, would you say? 4 sales per month? Is that right? Yeah. So, okay, so I don't mind 4 sales per month. The only thing which I can just see is, can you see down here, this blue line? This is the new seller count. And what I can see is it's kind of trending up. So what does this mean? It means there's like lots of sellers. So definitely it's selling, but the number of sellers has increased, and right now it's quite a lot of sellers, 10. So what does that mean? It means a lot of them are like, should we say, they are competing against, they're all competing with one another to try and get some of those 4 sales per month. So good profit, good ROI. I just think the number of sales per month of 4 over the 10 competition probably not really going to work out for me. I just don't think we are going to get enough sales. You know, we might sell one product every 2 months if you shared them. So I'd probably just say on this one, good profit, good ROI, I really like that, but I'm just going to pass on the sales per month. Okay?
Yeah, I didn't notice.
That's fine. Hey, this is why it's here. We're here, we're looking at them, we're just giving feedback, but good profit, good ROI, really. Wow, that was fun. I love Fritzi. She is so cool. She is amazing VA. And you know what? She's really smashing it now. But that was back from one of the earlier days. After you've done the deal analysis, have a rundown of what you've discussed during the call. That is going to be super important. Now, this is to remind them about the important things they should remember and take away from this call. Still promote interaction by asking them what they plan to do the next day besides just working and sourcing. This is to make them feel that they should maintain a good work-life balance, which is very important not only for you, but also for them. We don't want them working 24/7, they still need to have a balance, normality. Now, that leads me nicely onto number 4, top tips. Talk out loud. Your VA cannot read your mind, and make sure that you voice out every single detail that you're doing. I talked about it before and I talk about it all the time. Verbally talk out how you do your deal analysis. Now, number 2, always be positive and celebrate success. Instead of focusing on the negative details, look at the positive side, emphasize what they've done well, reinforce those behaviors. It is this that will make them feel empowered and make them feel amazing, which will then later give you results in them taking the initiative to improve their work in the future. Trust me, it really makes a difference. Number 3, I'd really recommend creating a learning environment. You've got to think about it. Your VA has just come straight out of the VA Academy, and even with a week's worth of training, it will still not be enough. Do not assume that they know everything or that they have the same level of skills as you and I, because they don't. Now, assure them that you are building a learning environment as we go through the process. Don't expect results from them in the first week. Think of them as, should we say, coming out of or just finishing the university degree. They've learned a lot, but now they need to put it into practice. That is what the first few weeks are about. Now, top tip for you guys. Number 4, ask open questions. An effective way to initiate interaction is to ask them questions that will stimulate their critical thinking, i.e. what, when, how, why. All these are open questions that are going to facilitate communication. Now, it also goes for you as well. Encourage them to ask you questions. Why? Because it makes them feel comfortable and valued. They're having a conversation here. Remember that 50% you talk, 50% they talk. This will really clear up any confusion and clarify things from both you and them. And it's going to facilitate building that relationship. Now, number 5, make them feel like family and make it a great place to work. Every day you've got to turn up to work, and every day they've got to turn up to work. So you know what? Why not make it a fun place, enjoyable, have a laugh, and build a great culture and a great family? Trust me, that's what I try and do, and hopefully my VAs, I think though, they really enjoy it. And hey, you too can have a great working environment as well with your team. Make it fun. My God, no one wants to come to work and hate it. So you create the culture, you create the environment, make it a fun place to be. Now, what I will say is if you want to know more tips about working with your VA, what I'm going to do is drop a video around here about how to work with your virtual assistant doing online arbitrage deal review. Again, that is with Fritzi, and I love her. She's brilliant, and it's a great fun video to film. Check that out, it's really enjoyable. But what I will say is hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give me a big thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more like this, hit that subscribe button down below. But for me, Thomas Parkinson, and the FastTrackFBA VA Academy, obviously where we provide VAs for your business, thank you very much and have a great day.